Dean Allen here again. Today I'm going to show you how to play that Sunday Bloody Sunday, the Edge and U2. We are tuned down 1/2 step to E flat for this tutorial, and here's your tuning. I have a touch of delay on. I don't think he actually used delay on this, but I have a little bit of delay on. A little bit of chorus, a little bit of reverb, and just a kind of a light crunch as far as gain goes. Now the opening riff to this one, that right there, we're starting with a bar here with our index on the 2s of the G, B, and the high E. But first, we're going to keep that planted there, but we're going to start with this little B minor triad. 4 of the G, 3 of the B, with that bar behind it, right? So you're just going to ride down the G, B, E, back up to the B string. Then you're going to lift your ring finger off of that 4. Now we're in a D chord. You can do the same thing. Just ride down the top 3 strings and back up again. Right, then you're going to lift the bar off while keeping your middle finger planted on that 3. And do that. G, B, E, B, and then G, B, G, and then E, B, G, right? And then repeat. Repeat that 4 times at the beginning of this track. And then we're going to drop into just a D and let it ring for 1 bar. Right, we're still coming out of this, right? So just play the D like that with that bar on the 2s. Just strum down your D chord into E minor. Strum down that, let it ring for 1 bar, back to D. And then back to E minor for 2 bars. Give it another strum on the 2nd bar. And then we're into that for the first verse proper. So B minor, down to a D bar chord, into a G bar chord, right? We're kind of starting off with a whole bunch of mutes. I think like 8 of them, right? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then before each one of these chords, another little down, up, down mute, right? And then we move it into G, back to B, back to D, back to G. Every second time, we're going to take that G, slide it into A, and then back to G, right? So the first time you hang in that G for 2 measures, then you go back to B, back to D, G, slide it into A, and back to G again, right? So you're going to repeat that 3 times, that little progression. First time, hang in G. Second time, slide, back to B, back to G. Now, we're going to drop out of that right in the middle of the verse and go back into the main riff again. Finish the verse, and then we're going to hang in that for 2 more repeats for the chorus. Sunday, bloody Sunday, Sunday, bloody Sunday. Then we're into the harmonics for the second half of the chorus. 7th fret D down to 7th fret G on the wire, right? Back it up to the 5s, do the same thing. And then 7 of the B up to 7 of the G, right? And repeat twice. And then right back into the mutes again, like 8 of them. Right back into those chords, B to D to G, right? Second time, slide it into A, back to G. Just like the first verse, after you repeat that once the vocals come in, we drop back into the main riff again. 3 times, right? And then again, just like the beginning, just hit that D. This is like, I guess you'd call this like a pre-chorus, I suppose, but the song kind of starts with this. Then off to E minor, back to D. How long? Strum it again. Tonight. Back into these chords again, right? And that leads into the guitar solo. Pretty easy guitar solo here. It goes something like this. So it's basically just a little melody line going up and down the B string, but playing along with open strings. So the beginning, just a little triple hit here on the 12 of the high E off to the 10, triple hit. Kind of like that, right? Repeat twice. Move it up to the B string, do the exact same thing. And then you repeat the whole thing again. Now, when we're on the high E, we're playing along with the open B. And when we go to the B string, we're playing along with the open G. And repeat. Now we're finishing on that 10 of the B. We're going to descend that down the scale. The scale we're using, we're in B minor. We're using the B natural minor scale. So we're going to take that, do little triple hits, slide that 10 back to 8, back to 7, back to 5, back to 3, along with the high E string. And then when you get to that 3, that D note there, you're going to hang on that for an extra measure. And then you're going to back it up to 2, along with the high E, hammer back onto 3, back off to 2, off to open. Right, and now we're going to ascend it right back up the scale, starting on the open B, open E. Drop onto 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12. Into 15, up to 14. Back off to 10, back onto 12. Every one of these notes along with the high E string. Play this whole solo almost with one finger, right? Well, you can't play that with one finger. So these are like sliding, right? Triple hit, slide it back. Triple hit, slide it back. And then we're into the bridge, I suppose, which is just drums and bass initially, and then the guitars come in with mutes, right? Kind of like that. Like every 2 bars, he does a quick little down, up, down. Right, that goes on for a number of bars. And then we drop back into the harmonics again, but we reverse them initially. We start from the G to the D string, right? And then D to G on the 5s. And then back to the B to the G on the 7s, right? And then we play it the second and fourth time we play it the way it was played the first time. D to G, right? And then reverse it again, G to D. And then the fourth time, D to G. Right back into the main riff. Right and that continues until the end of the song. Right at the very end of the song, you know, they go into another verse over that. They do not go back into this again, right? And right at the end of the song, right into a B minor, just strum down the strings, let it ring, end of track. That, my friends, is how you play Sunday Bloody Sunday by U2. Certainly hope you enjoyed that, found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button right down there. Maybe drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already, as that would be very kind. Hope you're well out there, and we'll see you next time, yeah? Cheers.